our collective intention in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals.
About our determination together for humanity and the environment. It is now the time for us to take more real action. Let's start from small things. Start from what we can. We start from now.
Saya percaya bahwa lilin-lilin yang menyala hari ini akan menjadi cahaya yang menerangi seluruh alam semesta. Cahaya ini akan semakin bersinar terang ketika jalan kebudayaan dikedepankan.
Mari kita teruskan jaga kerukunan, jaga kemesraan di antara kita. Tidak ada yang lebih penting daripada kerukunan, perdamaian. Hanya dengan perdamaian kita bisa meraih kesejahteraan. Hanya dengan perdamaian kita akan menjadi negara adil dan makmur.
Kita semua akan semangat Bhinneka Tunggal Ika sebagai sebuah bangsa dengan budaya, agama, suku yang berbeda-beda tapi tetap satu. Indonesia menunjukkan kepada dunia perbedaan bukan penghalang tapi merupakan jalan yang lebih baik untuk saling memahami. Sebagai sebuah bangsa dengan budaya, agama, suku yang berbeda-beda tapi tetap satu. Indonesia menunjukkan perbedaan bukan penghalang, tapi merupakan jalan yang lebih baik untuk saling memahami. Sebagai sebuah bangsa dengan budaya, agama, suku yang berbeda-beda, Indonesia menunjukkan kepada dunia perbedaan
UID Bali Campus. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Trihita Karana Future Knowledge, Knowledge Innovation Technology Alliance High-Level Dialogue. Welcome to UID Bali Campus. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Trihita Karana Future Knowledge, Knowledge Innovation Technology Alliance High-Level Dialogue. Today, we are honored to have leaders from Indonesia's higher education institution, business sectors, and civil society organizations joining us today to engage in high-level discussion.
Trihita Karana is a profound Hindu philosophy rooted in Bali,
Today, we are honored to have leaders from
emphasizing
Indonesia's higher
the
education,
three sources of happiness and
business
harmony,
sectors,
a balanced
civil society
relationship with
organizations
spirit,
joining us
harmonious
today
connection
to
among
engage in
people,
high-level discussion.
and respectful coexistence. Trihita Karana with nature, profound Hindu philosophy rooted in Bali,
Today, we are honored to have leaders from
emphasizing
Indonesia's higher
the three sources of happiness and harmony.
Hopefully you're all paying
Balance,
attention, because
relationship
after
with
this we will have to
spirit,
discuss with each
harmonious
other and
connection
report
among
back to
people,
us your role
and
in
respectful
this new
coexistence.
administration.
With nature profound.
The basic problem in Indonesia is bahasa Indonesia is
Emphasizing the three sources of happiness and harmony.
Hopefully you're all paying
Balance,
attention, because
relationship
after
with
this we
spirit,
will have to discuss with each
harmonious
other and
connection
report
among
back to
people,
us
and respectful coexistence. With nature profound.
the basic problem in Indonesia is bahasa Indonesia is
Emphasizing the three sources of happiness and harmony.
Hopefully you're all paying
Balance,
attention,
relationship with spirit, harmonious connection among
back to
people,
us
and respectful coexistence. With nature profound.
basic problem in Indonesia.
So I propose that we should have a partner organization. So everyone and partners could be both universities, of course. We are the main actors here, but we have also other actors that will promote the program in different ways. I propose that we should have a partner organization. So everyone and partners could be both universities, of course. We are the main actors here, but we have also other actors that will promote the program in different ways. I propose that we should have a partner organization. So everyone and partners could be both universities, of course. We are the main actors here, but we have also other actors that will promote the program in different ways. I propose that we should have a partner organization. So everyone and partners could be both universities.
We live in a time of distrusts, divides, climate health, and economic dissonances. Yet, every individual has the power to contribute to a common happy future through our united efforts and shared determination to make a difference, to transform into a powerful force capable of healing our world. We live in a time of distrusts. Tsinghua University in Southeast Asia has picked Bali as a place of happiness. Yet, where the people believe in Trihita Karana, living in harmony with nature, people, and in spirituality, in alignment with Tian Di Ren He, values in Chinese ancient wisdom, to transform into a powerful force. The ideal learning retreat, the vibrant heart, four talents development, educational collaboration, technology advancement, and cultural exchange. Here at UID Bali campus at Karakara, Bali, Indonesia, Tsinghua Southeast Asia Center, Tsinghua C, a collaboration between Tsinghua University and United University Foundation. Uniquely aligned with the Indonesian New Era Bali Kirti Roadmap and the China Global Development Initiative, dedicated to promoting peace, prosperity, and sustainability in Indonesia, China, Southeast Asia, and worldwide via global partnership. Tsinghua TSEA serves as a future knowledge and learning center, with a set of multidisciplinary, multi-sector priority clusters of academic interests in several focus areas, including innovation and entrepreneurship, human health, biotechnology and digital science, and artificial intelligence and data science. Happy Digital X Cities, Systems, Products and Services has nurtured tri-sector leaders since 2021, with success of significant outcomes such as stunting reduction by 50% in Sumdang. Leaders and professionals immerse in learning with city planners, innovative entrepreneurs, system designers, product developers, and digital experts to form new collaborative networks, mindsets, and practices, as well as co-create the next generation of happy and sustainable communities. Integrating digitalization, data, and AI with products and services, Tsinghua Happiness Entrepreneurship Bootcamp cultivates Indonesian talent in innovation and entrepreneurship, and establishes a global platform for innovation and entrepreneurship. Smart Supply Chain Management Program seeks to equip professionals with the skills to design supply chains that leverage smart technologies, such as AI and big data, to achieve the strategic objectives of their organizations. Tsinghua Sea Center events online and offline have reached over 10 million in China, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and globally.
The Tri Hitakarana Universal Reflection Journey is more than just an event. It's a call to pause, to reflect deeply, and to heal from within so that we can approach our global challenges with open minds, open hearts, and open wills.
Today we gather to amplify the spirit of togetherness, lighting candles as a flame of hope and unity, to observe a moment of stillness, reflection, in order to extend our collective intention in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals.
About our determination together for humanity and the environment, it is now the time for us to take more real action. Let's start from small things. Start from what can we start from now.
Saya percaya bahwa lilin-lilin yang menyala hari ini akan menjadi cahaya yang menerangi seluruh alam semesta. Cahaya ini akan semakin bersinar terang ketika jalan kebudayaan dikedepankan.
Mari kita teruskan jaga kerukunan, jaga kemesraan di antara kita. Tidak ada yang lebih penting daripada kerukunan, perdamaian. Hanya dengan perdamaian kita bisa meraih kesejahteraan. Hanya dengan perdamaian kita akan menjadi negara adil dan makmur.
Upcoming webinar and talks. Chinghwasi, yes. Thank you so much. Next. All right, without any further ado, I would like to invite our Executive Director of Tsinghua Southeast Asia Center, Mbak Nimas Megapurnamasari, to give a welcoming remark.
Alhamdulillah suara saya sudah lumayan keras. Ini saya agak malu karena ternyata Tsinghua is well known for technology, but the microphone doesn't work. So that's what we call by disruption, okay, that we're going to talk today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhayo, and may peace be upon us. My name is Meika, and I'm the Executive Director for Tsinghua Southeast Asia. So today we would like to extend the warmest welcome for everyone who attends here. And UID and Tsinghua Southeast Asia, how can it be connected? Why we are in this building? So let me introduce a little bit about Tsinghua Southeast Asia Center. So Tsinghua Southeast Asia Center is a joint venture between Tsinghua University in Beijing and also United in Diversity Foundation. So we are here as the extended hand of how the best version of Chinese technology and for the technology that is best from the West becoming one in a local wisdom in Indonesia in our campus at UID Bali campus, Kura-Kura Bali. So that's where we are trying to make the betterment of how our community, our society, and nation as a whole can be better with the advancement of technology. And that's what it relates with today's event. We called it Why AI. It's just not the leading event of Happy Digital X, but also to gain your perspective on how we can make our world easier and better using AI. It's not just how we use ChatGPT or DeepSeek or whatever we call it, but we're just so tired of being the user, right? We also want to be the innovator. We also want to be the developer. We also want to have the better policy by using the exact data. So how can we get all of that into the system thinking for our leaders and professionals, and how we embed technology and implement it into our daily life? So that's what we are talking today. And I believe it's going to be a very exciting event since we have Safia Mor as the Associate Principal at Arup Indonesia. We also have Bapak Risman Adnan as the Corporate Digital Technology Director of PT Kalbe Pharma, and also Pak Setio Budiantoro as the SDGs Manager of Economic Development Pillar at Bappenas National Planning. So how these three amazing people are going to talk from the perspective of a business sectors, the CSO, and also from the government. And also, don't forget to give us also several input. What is going to be the very complex problem that you get into your organization? So we are happy to chat you after the event. And then we're going to bring this challenge project into what we called by the program of Happy Digital X. You must be worried like why everything is about happy, right? Happy Digital X. So happiness, I think we all agree that we cannot be happy without the people surrounding to us. Disruption, thank you, Pak. Without people who are going to be surrounding with us, yes, technology can happen, but they are soulless, right? The soul is within the people itself. So that's why we completed it with the technology, AI, and also sustainability. So everything that is wrapped within 12 weeks, that's going to be under the program. So I think we're going to know more about the program in this meeting and on this event, and also having the very casual talk with everyone, which is our esteemed speakers. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for coming, and I believe we can discuss together for the betterment of our future, which is our common future. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Mbak Mega, and for the warm welcoming remarks, and give to the next agenda, as Mbak Mega has mentioned earlier about our program and also why digitalization, happiness, and whoa. And happiness, we are going to invite our academic director, Mike Tuori, to give an introductions about our upcoming program, Happy Digital X.
Thank you, Mega.
Yeah, so I would like to introduce
Program Happy Digital X. So here we go. Little delay. All right, so Tsinghua University if you're familiar with it in Beijing, is the #1 university in China and number 12 in the world. It's a 114-year-old university. Actually, I believe this weekend they're celebrating their 114th anniversary. So we're very proud of Tsinghua University and proud to be a part of the network of Tsinghua University. There's a lot of notable alumni, including the current president of China, Xi Jinping, our Indonesia's Vice Minister of Higher Education, Science and Technology, Professor Stella Christie, is a professor at Tsinghua University, and many other former presidents, Nobel laureates, and Tsinghua is known for to be a technology institute, so an expert in AI, data science, cybersecurity, innovation, and yeah, it's one of the excellent universities. So Indonesia has a long and growing relationship with Tsinghua University. So we see here President Prabowo met with the chairman of Tsinghua University, Cho Yong, along with the co-chairman of Tsinghua Southeast Asia Center, Sharon Salim, and Professor Stella Christie recently. So we have our campus in Bali, the Tsinghua Southeast Asia Center. We were founded in 2018. It's a joint collaboration between United in Diversity Foundation, where we are today, and Tsinghua University. So it's one of 4 of the overseas centers in Tsinghua University, and it focuses on talent development, academic exchange, and collaboration in Southeast Asia and globally. It's very sustainable design, so there's renewable energy, rainwater collection, recycled materials in the building materials, and it's been selected as a finalist for several architecture awards with state-of-the-art classroom and learning facilities. So when you think about Tsinghua Southeast Asia Center, we're a hub for innovation and global learning. We don't have any full-time students. We don't offer any degree programs. We only offer non-degree programs. So we focus on world-class education and professional education, knowledge co-creation, cultural exchange, research and innovation. And our core values fit around sustainability, happiness, and innovation. So in everything we do, we care about promoting sustainability, happiness, and innovation. We do this from a systems thinking perspective, as well as multidisciplinary and using technology as an enabler. So to get into our program, Happy Digital X, this is a professional education program that will run for 12 weeks, starting on the 14th of July in a hybrid format. So it's designed around a working professional's busy schedule. So it's not full-time, not fully in Bali, but sometimes in Bali, sometimes in the evenings online. And what it really is, it's really a holistic digital leadership program designed to train leaders in digital transformation that is successful and endures. I think maybe we'll hear about it today, maybe you're already aware, around 80% of digital transformation efforts fail. Part of why they fail is because they forget about the people. So the Happy and Happy Digital X is about people. And we think about it as not just happy, what can I get more profits for me, I'm happier, but we think about happiness within the system and building harmony between all the stakeholders and trying to make cities more livable and happier as well. And so leadership and leading with purpose and for meaningful change is one of the core components of HDX, tackling complexity, so we learn about how to approach complex problems. We promote an entrepreneurial mindset for innovation. We focus on AI competency and skills and technology. And we do this in a way to solve urban challenges and drive lasting impact. So we'll talk about some of the challenge projects. There's courses from world-class professors, and there's also a hands-on challenge project that participants work on for 12 weeks. And I'll talk a little bit about how some of these challenge projects have led to deep impact and lasting change for society. So why Happy Digital X? The X is like a variable. It stands for cities, systems, products, and services. So we go beyond just the cities themselves, and we look at the whole ecosystem that surrounds the city. And we introduce, that's why we have speakers today from the city planning, from the government, from industry as well, because cities are where we live, where we work, where we enjoy ourselves. So we all play many roles. We're all stakeholders in the cities, and we all should be a part of, how our cities develop. Cities are an example of a complex problem. It's about as complex as they get. So if you can solve a problem in the city, you can solve any problem facing your organization or institution where you're working. When we look at AI skills, we're looking at applied AI. So AI for improved project management, data security, and ethics, which is very important in this day and age, and also preparing for the future, which AI is going to be a very big part of. So we're not developing a new AI system. We're learning the AI tools that are out there and how we can apply them to complex problems to make our lives more efficient and more effective. Here are some of our faculty. So the lead faculty of the program is Professor Edward Crawley. He's a professor from MIT. And also Mats Hansen from KTH Sweden, and also Victor Chan from Tsinghua Shenzhen International Graduate School. We're very fortunate that Victor happens to be in Indonesia at the moment and is here with us today. So when I finish, I'll give him a couple minutes to talk about his role and experience in HCX, but he's one of the people who helped design and deliver this program and teaches in this program as well. So we have professors from MIT, from Germany. We have leading practitioners from Arup, from CEO of Track on Performance, from the Project Management Institute. So it's a mix of industry professionals and expert academics. The curriculum structure is separated into 6 threads, and these threads are about, each one focuses on a different area. So leadership, entrepreneurship, complex problem solving, and they all integrate into the challenge project work. So it's actually designed, a lot of times what programs do is they teach something and then they use a case study or something to illustrate what has been taught. We work in the opposite direction. We focus on the challenge problem project. What is the challenge facing our society? And then we work backwards to develop the curriculum that's going to help us solve the problems that we're facing. So to get into the challenge project, this is really unique. I studied urban planning at MIT, and we have planning studios and things like that, design studios. This is very different. This is a real world challenge project with real stakeholders and delivers real results in 12 weeks. So participants work on a team. We'll have about 70 participants, and we'll have about 8 to 10 challenge projects. And participants will work on teams to solve these challenges from many different areas. So some of our success stories in the past, we've worked with Sumedang. Sumedang has come to us with 3 challenge projects so far. The first time in 2021, they came to us with the issue of stunting. So where the child is not getting enough nutrition and it affects their development for their whole life. Our participants were able to address this challenge with a digital platform that collected and analyzed data in a predictive way, created a predictive model to predict who is at risk of stunting so that the government could intervene before this stunting occurred. And the government implemented this project and was able to reduce stunting by 50% in just 1 year. And now this project has been piloted in over 50 Indonesian cities. So this is remarkable because this is not coming from professors, not coming from researchers, but it's coming from our participants, our students in our program, and they did it in only 12 weeks. We've worked with the private sector around a circular economy and reverse logistics for recycling tires and automotive waste. We've worked with Denpasar to create an e-government platform for digitalization and data integration. We worked with Bank Mandiri about creating a system to give access to SMEs, more financial information and credit access and loan access to SMEs. So a lot of different challenge projects. And this year, all the challenge projects will be new, but they all focus on complex problems, technology, and sustainability to make a difference. So who are we looking for this program? It's a very multi-sector program. In the past, we've had about 40% of our participants coming from the government and about 40% coming from industry, private sector, state-owned enterprises, and the rest coming from civil society, NGOs, academia. So it's a big mix. And part of this is that our participants can learn from each other as much as they learn from the professors. Because someone might come in, and I come in and I'm an expert about cities and planning, and Victor comes in as an expert on data science, and we can complement each other's skills and each leave with new skills together. So the diversity is what creates the innovation. So we're looking for business leaders, we're looking for data scientists, ICT experts, we're looking for urban planners and NGOs, change makers. We're looking for government officials from the central and regional governments, and we're looking for people from academia as well. So it's a very broad country. We've had 135 participants in the past from 7 countries and all across Indonesia. Here are some of our notable alumni. So we have very high level alumni that you get to network with, and you will join the cohort of our large network of Tsinghua Southeast Asia fellows, as well as UID fellows, as well as Tsinghua alumni as well. So entering in this network is very valuable. We've seen people come in very high leadership positions, and we've seen people accelerate their careers after joining this program as well. The program, like I mentioned, is hybrid. So it starts with 3 days on site in Bali on the 14th and 15th and 16th of July. These are full days in class. And then we work online for several weeks in the evenings. So after working hours, there's 1 class 2 nights a week. And then on week 5, come back to Bali for 3 days, and then back online working on the challenge project. And we conclude with the graduation ceremony at UID Bali campus in Bali. So the application is now open. We offer early bird tuition discounts and group discounts as well. The application will close on July 1st, and the program will begin on the 14th of July. We partner together, so the program is offered by Tsinghua Southeast Asia Center in partnership with Tsinghua Shenzhen International Graduate School, and the certificate comes from Tsinghua University. So when you complete this program, you're certified by Tsinghua University. So it's just like going to Beijing and taking one of their programs, which is farther and more expensive. You can do it here in Indonesia and get the same certification. So if you have any questions, please contact us. And with that, I think I want to give a couple minutes to Victor, if you want to say a few words on your role and your experience in the program. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone, and thank you, Mike, for letting me know about this great opportunity. Let me testify. Okay, this is unplanned. Okay, my trip has nothing to do with this. I don't know it. Okay, I actually have a business trip to Indonesia. We met with many universities talking about like collaboration, dual degree program with Tsinghua, like UI, ITB, and etc. So, and Michael told me, oh, we have events. Oh, great, and I stopped by. And let me also add to what you just mentioned about Tsinghua University. Tomorrow is our anniversary, 114-year-old anniversary. And actually, the celebration has been going on this day. Actually, this morning, I also attended some of the celebrations. And good news comes during the anniversary. Actually, the ranking of the Times Higher Education just announced, I think, several days ago in Macau, hosted in Macau. I'm a Macau citizen, so I know that, and it's actually ranked. Tsinghua University is now ranked in #1 in Asia, and our competitor, Peking University, ranked #2. Yeah, and actually Tsinghua also, as a good news, in the whole world, ranked #8 in the whole world. We like Harvard, MIT, Stanford, and and I think Princeton before, and then Berkeley also, and then Tsinghua. So we were very lucky. And the other university in Asia that went top 10 is Tokyo University. So we are happy, really happy. And I actually a professor of Tsinghua, but my location is in Shenzhen. So the Shenzhen International Graduate School is actually just a campus, you can think of it, a campus of Tsinghua University. It's also an institute, a school of Tsinghua University. So we are actually offering similar courses and same degree. And in terms of the program, I'd like to also comment on the program, why I think this program is really exciting, in particular to me. And I've been working with Professor Ed Corey since the first HDX1. And we have been seeing the program improving actually every year. The first year, the first time, and the second time, and now. The first time, there were no GPT, okay? And then in the second time, in 2022 or so, GPT just become more and more popular, and we just barely talk about that in that program. And I think in this time, we will emphasize more on AI. And in particular, we've been working, I haven't mentioned that to Mike yet. I will have a module on large language model. How many of you know like DeepSeek? Have you used any DeepSeek before? Okay, and use GPT, right? And there are many, many large language models. What are their differences? Okay, which ones should you trust, right? Which ones should you use? And if two of them gave you different answer, okay, what will you do, right? And how can you make use of them and in all kinds of applications? So I think we will have invited a really experienced instructor on large language model applications to give a module in this course. And I think that would be really an addition to this whole program. So we are improving it every time. So you are getting actually better program. Now let me also spend one more minute to talk about my track. Okay, I'm responsible for track number 6, which is about ICT integrations into the city. In other words, how do we use ICT techniques in making the city smarter and better for our society? So we have MIT professor Carol Rosti. He's the director of the Sensible lab in MIT. So he will talk about how to use all kinds of sensing technologies to obtain the data. Okay, really creative method that you have not, I believe I have not seen before, how to collect the data and make sense of the data. So that's his module. And I will talk about how to use data to make decision making, because my background is industrial engineering and operation research and simulation. So I've been using computer simulation to make decisions and to optimize systems. So I would be using that to introduce this module. And we also have another professor from Tsinghua Shenzhen International School, Professor Zhang Yi. She is in the Future Human Habitat Institute. In other words, smart city. So she has created a digital twin system for the whole Shenzhen city. And that system can estimate the energy consumptions of each building and trying to tell, okay, when the sun is in what degree, okay, whether you should turn off your air conditioning or turn it on to save energy. So she has this digital twin system, and I believe she would also share that with you in this program. And the last module will be about project management. So this is to help you implement the project. For example, your challenge projects from the beginning to the end and monitoring the process and making sure it works. So you also learn these types of management skills in addition to the AI, the decision making, and also the module that I just mentioned, the large language model examples. Yeah, so with that, I look forward to working with you. And let me also share one thing. And I'm a professor, so I teach in school, so I'm interact with my students. But I also really enjoy interacting with HDX participants because I have different feelings. Because the difference between college students and HDX participants is that you guys have really good industrial experience and have really different view of the problem. And I really want to interact with you and learn from you, not just you take the course, but I also learn from you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Professor. So we are lucky to have him here because now we got like a little bit of snapshot about what the program gonna be and all those kind of things that will be in our program later on July this year. Thank you, Mike. So for all of you who have any questions about our program, Mike will be around after this event. We can have a chat and discussions to ask about it to Mike. We are going to the main sessions right now. So I will invite Mike Tory again as the moderator for this talk. Mike, I hand it over to you.
Great. Thank you, Rifki. Great. So everyone, I think, has been waiting patiently for the event, the main talk. So we'll get right into it. I would like to invite our speakers to come up one by one. So first, I would like to invite Safia Moore. Safia Moore is an accomplished urban planner and associate principal at ARU, where she leads the city's planning design practice in Indonesia. With over 12 years of experience in the built environment sector, she has worked on projects across Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand, and the Philippines. Her expertise encompasses urban strategy, social infrastructure, capacity building, inclusive design. Safia emphasizes participatory planning and systems thinking to create resilient, people-centered cities. So we'll hear a lot from her. Our second speaker I would like to invite is Bapak Risman Adnan. Risman Adnan is an industry advisor. Risman Adnan is an industry advisor to the data center of Universitas Indonesia, as well as a leader in professional communities, contributing to discussions on topics like AI, machine learning, digital transformation in healthcare. Risman is the Chief Digital Technology Officer at PT Kalbe Healthcare, or PT Kalbe Pharma Tbk, where he has been leading digital transformation initiatives since 2023. With a career spanning over 2 decades, he has held significant roles in major technology companies, including serving as the Chief Technology Officer at Samsung Research Indonesia from 2014 to 2022, and as the Director of the Development Ecosystem at Microsoft Indonesia from 2004 to 2014. His early career included a position as lead software developer at Price Indo from 2000 to 2004. I believe he's written several books. He's a very accomplished author on AI, so we'll hear more about that as well. And finally, I would like to invite Bapak Sedyo Budiantoro to join. Pak Budi is an Indonesian economist and policy strategist specializing in sustainable development, inclusive institutions, and transformative economic policy. He currently serves as the manager of the Economic Development Pillar at the SDGs National Secretariat under Indonesia's Ministry of National Development Planning, Bappenas, where he supports inclusive implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals at national and subnational levels. In addition to his government role, Pak Budi is a Nexus strategist at the Prakarsa, Indonesian-based think tank, and lectures in the Sustainable Finance and Development Graduate Program at Udayana University. He is also a 2024 MIT Sloan Ideas Fellow and serves on the advisory committee of Fair Finance in Asia. And the Ideas program is also a partnership with UID as well. Right? So welcome to everyone. So to kick things off, this morning's session is AI's influence on the future, innovation, disruption, and the unknown. As you've heard, we have a very exciting panel of speakers today from a very diverse set of backgrounds. We like to have these kind of diverse conversations rather than just hearing, the same thing. So hopefully we have a very lively conversation and discussion. So I just want to jump right into it and invite each of you. We've heard your bios, but maybe you can take a couple minutes and introduce yourself and how your current work in cities, systems, products, and services relates to the future of urban development and AI as well. So maybe we can start with Safia.
And the opportunity for being part of this discussion today. My name is Safia Moore and I'm from Arab. If you don't know about Arab, we are a global design consultancy and engineering firm. We were founded by a philosopher and an engineer. And so I think this means that we bring sustainable development in everything that we do. We work across the built environment, which means that we recognize that we have a very long-lasting impact on people, planet, and place, which means we then have a responsibility to think about the way that we design and develop and bring sustainable development from every part of the life cycle, from early thinking about the city strategy work down to design of infrastructure, implementation, and then the ongoing asset management process as well. I think in terms of the consideration about cities, I think there's a lot of discussion about the growth of cities and people in urban areas. And so, of course, cities are places where a majority of people will be and will continue to be. They're places around significant economic development. But there are also places that have significant challenges around their greenhouse gas emissions impact, challenges around social impact, and also some increasing vulnerability to climate change impact. So cities, I think, are places that Arab works a lot to be able to impact and apply action to see a greater impact in our world. In Indonesia, I think Mike helped to share some of our projects. We work at the city level from some of the work that we did actually together with Bapanas early on the Nusantara work that was really about thinking about sustainability early on from the conception of how you think about a city and its role in development. And that has been a really interesting project to see that visioning down to some of the different city strategies and now some of the implementation. We also work across public transport planning, and this is really about taking a systems thinking approach as is part of HDX around thinking about not just the infrastructure that you're developing, but how you think about the infrastructure and then the multiple benefits that you can deliver. From example, a bus rapid transit, how you build in climate resilience into that network, how you think about transit-oriented development and the greater social inclusion benefits you can bring. And then in Indonesia, we've also worked at a very local level with a UK grant around low carbon mobility and inclusion, and taking some participatory planning approaches to engage people from marginalized communities and people with disabilities to understand their experiences and how we might include them better in terms of the mobility network.
Great, thank you. I think we just continue with Risma.
I think at the core AI now, I more work on building the products and building the people. I consider myself as teacher wherever I work. So I teach in Microsoft for 10 years. I teach in Samsung Research, set up the lab for 9 years. And after pandemic, I think I have to be in Indonesian companies. So I'm happy that I'm now in Kalbe Pharma family, building product across supply chain, manufacturing, digital diagnostic, medical devices, and genomic. And I'm happy that this program in Tsinghua is using X because we call our program in Kalbe Gene X and Vision X. It's a variable, it's big variables. So other than work, I teach at University of Indonesia in Faculty of Mathematics, graduate degree. My brain mostly working in mathematical logics and software logics. So I got my PhD in University of Indonesia while I'm working in Samsung. At that time, we hire MIT engineers, one from Ford coming to Jakarta, but doesn't work. It didn't work that time. So I asked the Korean guy, let me take the PhD and teach my own people. And it happened. Now Indonesian lab in Samsung have maybe around 50 people working on global AI projects. So I strongly believe Indonesia can also innovating, especially with Tsinghua here. You will meet many professors, many educators that I hope can inspire more leaders and professionals to make better cities, to make better products. And also last thing, I heard about digital twin this morning. So that is one thing that we are aggressively built in Kalbe. So we can experiment with low cost in manufacturing, supply chain, everything in macro and microeconomics to see what happens if situation is changing by modeling the world. So I hope this session will be beneficial for all of you so we can learn together too.
Thank you, Pak. Yeah, good.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So actually, my undergraduate actually in mechanical engineering actually. So and then I learned economic development, and I'm so fall in love with poverty problems in Indonesia because I know that that is we still have so much problem. So that is why I learned also in Oxford University related to multidimensional poverty. And then working with Bapenas, so it makes me so broader thinking, much more broader thinking related to that because later on I involved in sustainable finance and ESG and many things. And then related to AI. So I would like to share a story. So some years ago, we went to Uni Emirat Arab. So so actually the Uni Emirat Arab is at that time, I don't know now, the only one country that has a minister of AI. And we visited at the time to G42. G42 is the center for AI in Abu Dhabi at the time, and then also the university that focusing in AI, and they also have a supercomputer. They call it Artemis, if I'm not mistaken, and that is the most advanced, the most fastest in Middle East, probably like 20 fastest in the world. And what is also interesting related to the city. So in a buzzword, we usually knows that some cities call themselves as a smart city. But actually, if we learn to the like to the G42, so that is much more advanced. Because that is a self-learning city. So it's like a self-learning city. So because the interaction, the traffic light, the energy, the light, and everything. So it's a data. It's a data. Now, how to make the data to become the tools, the vehicle to make the much more sustainable city, to make much more efficient related to energy, related to how to the transportation also seamlessly working, changing the traffic light and everything. So I think that is the things that we need to pursue from a problem base. And as we understand that in here the traffic light is the same. So during the night or everything, so it's the same. So I think we need to rethink again about how smart our smart city. Is it already smart or not? So I think we need to think about that. And related to AI, so actually in government, so in Ministry of Development, so in Bapenas, so actually we also using AI, especially through the much more close ecosystem. So we already have like many documents related to regulation, policy, and then reports and everything. So we can trace and then analyze everything with this close ecosystem. Of course, we also open to other ecosystem also, but we have that one. And the other one that I know, the Ministry of Finance. So the Ministry of Finance, so they have like the climate budget taking. So to make the tagging, so they have also the AI to tagging, which one the budget allocation related to green and blue. And then in ourselves, in SDGs National Secretariat, so we established what we call it SDGs Financing Hub. So actually related to the demand and also supply related to financing, also on the demand of projects of activities in achieving SDGs. Actually, there are a lot, but the challenge is how to bridge this one, how to matching this one. So connecting the dot is the challenge, and asymmetry information is the challenge. Asymmetric knowledge is the challenge, and then that is why we develop the AI to make a curation, to make the curation of the projects that is meet our expectation, hundreds of the project, and then we facilitate to match with the financing for the project to be implemented. So that's all. Sorry, too long. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Pak Budi. Actually, I'll stay with you for a moment, because I think to set the scene, we believe that technology is enabler for solving challenges and hopefully not creating more challenges and more problems. So to get an idea of what kind of problems and where we should be applying this technology, could you give us an idea about the current state of the SDGs in Indonesia? Well, I know Indonesia's made a tremendous amount of progress, but what are we still
Yeah.
into?
So related to the SDGs, so if we see the global achievement of SDGs, so actually it's a very gloomy situation, because in last September last year, there was a meeting of the leaders of countries, head of states, and then it was found that we only achieved around 17% of goal of SDGs. So it's quite gloomy, because that is humanity problems, as we understand that we challenge now. And then if we compare with Indonesia, so it's Indonesia actually is quite outlier, because our achievement is 61.4%. And then if we using like the UNSDSN, UNSDSN is also a network of this institution. So from the UNSDSN, Indonesia is considered as the most committed government in implementing SDGs in Asia. In the world, is we are number 7, but Upper Asia is much more in Scandinavian countries. So we are not that. And then related to the city, because we talking about much more about city. Actually, if of course we need to be honest, yeah. So actually, the progress in the city, the sustainable city, actually quite good. But the challenge is very, very big. As we understand about the backlog of housing, and also the facilities related to that of the water and sanitation, as we understand. And then also the sustainable transportation that we also have challenges, and also related to the waste management, the circular economy that we now really have that challenges. But if we see the improvement is quite good, but the challenge is very big. And also what also the challenge that we have, also the behavior, the behavior of us. So like what we understand that Indonesia is the second most of country which polluting to the sea related to the debris, plastic to the sea. So that is also related to our habit also. So how we try to change this one, I think that is why of course we need to this one AI, because I understand that understanding that there is a much more complex problem. So we need much more complex thinking, and also collaboration, of course. But for the much more complex thinking and also data and information, we need AI related to that, and then working together. So collective action is very important, and also how we try to building trust, and also to reduce the asymmetric information, to working together. That is what is what we like to do about our vision, our shared vision. We still don't have our shared vision because now we still with our ecosystem in ourselves. So that's, I think, the challenge that we have now.
Great. Thank you for that. I think it's easy for us to be cynical, and there's a long road to go, but I think there's a lot to be proud of and a lot to celebrate in Indonesia's progress with the SDGs. So thank you for sharing that. Continuing about the cities and sustainable development, Safia, what role do you think our cities play in sustainable development, and how is our contributing to advancing sustainable urban development in Indonesia?
A lot of opportunity. I think, as Pakudi mentioned, there's a lot of complexity in cities as well. So it's really about being able to embrace that complexity and meet some of these challenges to see that action and impact on the ground. I think, yeah, as I mentioned, the way that Arab approaches city development is really about a kind of integrated thinking and being able to integrate sustainable development across every part of the work that we do. I think one of the greatest strengths of the way that we approach a city development is around this collaboration, also as mentioned, around thinking about how the different disciplines can come together across planning and engineering and economics and finance and community development, and how we need to come together to think about these complex challenges and being able to approach them. I think something that I think Mika mentioned was really important around local wisdom. And I think that's something that we're really recognizing and trying to integrate more in terms of our approach. So we're a global firm. We have a really strong presence here in Indonesia with 100 people here across our office. And when we work together across the disciplines here in our office, learning and sharing from our region and global colleagues, and also learning and sharing with our different partners and people on the ground. So I think that's a kind of really important way to think about how we approach sustainable development in cities to see that longer lasting impact.
Great, thank you. And now getting into the idea of AI and technology and innovation and disruption, I want to ask Pak Resman about the recent advancements in AI, and what have they done to change our cities, our societies, our way of life? How do you see these technologies evolving?
So maybe all of us already use ChatGPT, DeepSeek, right? And Professor Victor mentioned about large language model, but let me expand from there. So I give you books and I ask you to make a program. If I give you a sentence, the program you made have to predict what missing word in the sentence. That's what we call language model. That's what you use when you type in Samsung. It can predict what word you will type next because it's a character language model. But why it becoming very, very smart? They call it, they ask people to make question. They break down the question into statement with missing word, and they ask the AI to so question and correct answer, maybe 1,000 of them, and then they make another AI called reinforcement learning to replace the human answer. So after they hire people, they no longer hire people, they use reinforcement learning. DeepSeek use from China, they use mixture of expert reinforcement learning type of. And GPT was using PPO, it's a technique in mathematics in reinforcement learning. So now AI is becoming very open. You can download DeepSeek, Quen, or Llama. You can download open model. You can add more data. You can train yourself. You can deploy your own AI. The problem is economic value. So current AI have cognitive capability, not only text. If you pass your slip from toll in Jakarta, it can get the text doing OCR. If you pass picture from Tanjung Priok traffic, it can count how many trucks stuck in Tanjung Priok. It can get the number, police number. So assuming we are human have that cognitive capability now, and assuming that capability already in computer, in AI, so smart city means you put CCTV there and you no longer have police to monitor. If something happen, it can give notification. Smart city means if you pass the traffic and you pass the regulation or compliance, and it will reduce or send invoice to you to pay. Smart city means the city have cognitive capability in machine, and that's really possible to build. So my friend in Pelindo, we are discussing about that kind of idea, how to predict the peak time. I said, you cannot predict using historical data because the thing is not in that data. The thing is happened because someone hitting other car and then creating traffic. Right? The thing happened in the future. So if you want to predict, you need a system that can instantly, in real time, get the data and use the AI cognitive to interpret the data, like sea level or changing in climate, or the data is not historical. If something happened in the sea, it can go back to historical data to predict, but you need that data. So I think Indonesian government aware about that. We are facing problem in economic, climate, food, but in one word, our problem is the lack of innovation. And we need to collaborate with university in our company also. Currently, we drive innovation with University of Indonesia, Telkom University, or hopefully Tsinghua, that we do have innovation problem that need to be solved. And the way to solve is no longer tips and trick, but it's a scientific problem with multidisciplinary. So that's what we need to drive. Like we need a problem solver from many disciplines working to solve the problem, including AI.
Great. Thank you, Pat. So I think we're talking a lot about complexity with our complexity in the cities and the technology. So how is, I want to ask to each of you or whoever would like to answer about how do you feel that AI is decreasing complexity in our lives or increasing complexity or a bit of both? Any comments or thoughts from any of you?
Yeah, maybe probably a little bit of both. I mean, if that's okay, to share, I think there's the complexity of the city, which you need to really understand the different layers of the city and how they come together. And I think that's some of the ways that we're starting to deploy AI on some of our projects, being able to bring different data sets together to explore different options around future city development. For example, some of the work that we've done in urban regeneration in London. was about bringing different spatial models and open space models together to iterate and explore different options. But then there's kind of that layer that you need to bring over in terms of interpretation and kind of subjective understanding and that creativity and bringing that uniqueness to a place. So I think there's a kind of element around being able to explore options faster, but then also maybe just not thinking that's the only answer that comes out. It's still that complexity of creative thinking that needs to come in to then help to develop a solution together that's appropriate for a place.
Yeah, I think probably some reflection related to AI. As all of us, I think, already use the smartphone, and also now we are hurrying up to solve everything. But the challenge related to that is we use the smartphone, but do we will also smarter? Because now smartphone already solve everything, and then how about the human capability? Because then also we much more have some quick response or answer, but how about deep thinking? How about reflection? So I think that is also a challenge. So related to this, I think we need also to have, of course, the technology. The technology will growing so fast. But I think this is not about the challenge of technology. This is about the challenge of human empowerment. Because yeah, finally it is about us. It is about us who using this. And if we already replace it by this one, so what use of us? So that is also the question that we need to reflect. So the challenge now is about the empowerment of us, and also because we can solve everything, and then we don't need anybody. But in this time, if we don't working together, so the problems will be much more worrying. And also, what is the challenge that related to the algorithm? The algorithm that now, because we have the what we call it the bubble, filter bubble. So everything that we with what we get from smartphone, from the social media, and everything is about what that is our references. And also we using also the group WA, group of WhatsApp also in our preferences also. So it means that that is also a challenge about the pluralism. It's about the pluralism because through that bubble, then we understand that is the truth. That is the truth that we need to follow. But the challenge, there are also another truth probably. And so I think that is also we need also to make much more interaction related to that. So to make much more wise for us. Of course, AI will help us really incredible. But of course, our capability as a human also, we need also to increase. Because if not, we'll be replaced by AI. There's no difference between us and AI if there's no difference. So something like that.
Great, thank you. Pak I would like you to respond to this a bit about the human empowerment, the future of work. I was at Komdiji yesterday. They're talking about child safety and with technology. So how do we, what are your thoughts on this, and also the inclusiveness and ethical use of AI solutions?
So when calculator came to the market, they have operation like plus, minus, but and sinus or tangential. But only people who understand mathematics can use that well, right? The same with AI. If our level of manual work is just making pantun or creating article, that AI can help you, of course. But if you are doing mathematics, quantum computing, you are suffer with doing the things by memorizing things, and it's done by AI. You can ask anything in AI, like summarize Donald notebook in chapter 4 in 10 point. He do it better. But after he give you the summary, you don't understand any single line of it because you don't have common sense. So AI cannot give us common sense. AI still prompted or operated by people with common sense. Like, for example, I get benefit from AI because, let's say I'm teaching. I make slide. I suffer make slide by weeks or doing manually. Now I do it in 1 hour and ask my student put it on Canva. I don't know Canva. My student know better on Canva. So I can augment people who already have common sense of doing that manually. When you do artwork, it can help you. When you do mathematics, physics, right? So that period, maybe end of this year, we are done. The problem is, these smart people who can do prom will combine their prom into Markov chain, like Markov chain, some people in mathematics say, the future is independent of past, given, present. So the future action is only depend on few action below, right? So one day you will make books using that. We did it. You will make paper draft using that. We did it. Pattern draft using that. We did it. Because we can combine the prompt of smart people who have the proof, who have done it manually. That's what we call automation, agentic AI automation. And there is two types of agentic AI. It's a Markov chain of prompts, or is cognitive capability of AI. Like you asking AI, go to this paper, read this paper, get the mathematics, summarize here, make new concept. So AI doing like we are doing. And that's danger, right? Because even you don't have common sense, he will do it for you. That's danger. That is what Hinton say. We are in the period that this technology, the previous technology we made to help us. But this technology, we don't know how smart people will do it, will extend it, okay? But I believe we will do it with our good intention. Okay, we will do agentic AI not to replace human being, but to help us to solve more problem, not computer-related problem. Like we can go to the sea, cleaning the sea, because the robot is too expensive doing that. But doing the mathematics, etc., I think AI, it's much better now. I no longer type the code manually, but I just mentioned it, do this, use this algorithm, the result put here is done. But I think in the future, people will not use AI just for helping them, but to create new science. When Isaac Newton find F equal to ma, no AI he has. He just use linear regression with some data, right? Imagine now, using AI. I think new science in life science, material science will be accelerated. And that's happened in China, in US, in Korea. They are not using AI just to make poem or slide PowerPoint. They're making AI to make the science itself.
Great. I think you've given us a lot to think about. I want to come back to the point you mentioned a couple questions earlier about innovation. And since we have people here from the government, private sector, planning, very diverse background, how can corporate sector, government, NGOs all collaborate, with this technology to ensure more sustainable and resilient cities? What's the key to collaboration?
So when we talk about innovation in Indonesia, we are a very beautiful country. You'll never be hungry in this country. Even if you're poor, Your neighbor will help you. Your family will help you. That is not happening in Korea. I work in Korea. Nobody care, right? Because the country is too good, the business always low-hanging fruits. If you try to innovate here, people will say, that's too long, just selling this one. Just selling from China, just, right? So the reason why there is no innovation, because the country is too good. There is no pressure. When Korea happened after the war, they don't have any other option other than innovation. They have a nationwide crisis, urgency. What lacking in this country is this urgency. Even in the big government, state-owned enterprise, innovation is just like when the ministry coming and then, okay, before the ministry, we celebrate some local innovation. But if you ask, have you protect your innovation with patents? Number of patents is the lowest in the world. Numbers of, let's say, Q1 journal published by university, it was higher than Philippines before, it was higher than Vietnam, even Malaysia, but now lowest. So there's no output. We have to admit this and create crisis so we can innovate. If we're still celebrating imperfect state, nothing happened. And I really hope like university like MIT coming here or Tsinghua show this, but that is a possible journey. It's not impossible journey. When I set up the lab in Samsung, I was hired as from Microsoft, and I say, why Samsung want to set up lab here? Who can I hire? Well, we give you money to hire from outside. I tried, doesn't work because of culture. But when Indonesian people have the environment to innovate, in the incentive, the punishment, the stick and carrot, right? They can do that. As long as they show the journey. So I like the program in Tsinghua. I hope they can see the journey, problem-solving journey, protecting the patterns, creating the features, designing the core problem, right? And that is a very expensive learning. But first thing to solve is creating the nationwide urgency, because it's never happened since 100 years. We are a very happy country.
Budi, Sophia, would you like to respond?
Yeah, I want to follow up. Okay. So, yeah, as a agriculture country, so if we compare with other four seasons like in Europe and United States, so actually it is reflected also in our language. So we don't have tenses. What it means we don't have tenses. So we don't care about time. So like in Japanese, I'm from Java. So mengko means mengko nanti. Later means next year or tomorrow, or there's no time limit. So if you are in four seasons, so if you don't prepare something, and then in the winter season, so you will die. So that is also a mindset about planning. So tenses about planning. So it's about the last day. Also, they have some different of the words, and for the next or doing now is also a different word. So I think, yeah, we in ourselves, I think planning is not still in our mindset, because planning means also about time. So if you would like to dig, I mean to macul to set to do for the farm now or tomorrow or the day after tomorrow or next week is the same. So that is the agriculture culture that we have. So planning is also that is the challenge what we have, because we don't do that, we still survive. And then the second one is about the excellent mindset. the excellent mindset, because if you would like to have the innovation, so you need to be excellent. What I understand related to this, I realized when I was in the Dubai World Expo at the time, Dubai World Expo, and I see hundreds, thousands of drones, and then the coordination is really good. I mean, to make some letter, to make panda and everything in the air, that is a very sophisticated. In here, so you have the vehicle, you just you just fix it, and then as long as this is working, it's okay lah, something like that. So the excellent mindset, I think that is also for the innovation. I think we need to push for that if you would like to go for the advanced country, because the challenge of the middle income country that not many people are saying about this is that you cannot compete to the low income country because the challenge is about labor intensive, about wages, and low wages you can compete. But if you would like to compete with advanced country, so you need the innovation. You need the innovation, and then it needs a lot of effort related to that, and that is what we also still have challenges. So I think related to that, and then related to the much more in the coordination. Now it's about the government. So actually. The analog mindset, and also related to the ordinary things. So we would like to actually to beyond our comfort zone related to this. As we understand that actually there are a lot of data that in many government or ministries or dinas, the subnational level. But how then we can connect each other? And then how we can make it like Imonef, and then the big data can be also used for the analysis, something like that. So that is also not only about the technology, but also how we also try to convince. Coordination is very expensive in here, and also convincing to working together. So I think that is the things that we need to address. If we can address that, so I think the problem that we face, I think many things we can do if we already have that big data and coordination and API working together with many institutions. Thank you.
Sophia, you have a response?
I think maybe continuing conversations like this will support innovation. I think being able to hear from different perspectives from mathematics and economics and different lenses of application of AI is really important, that we can learn together. And I think also question some of the outputs of what we're getting from AI, what the biases we're seeing, what data might be missing from some of these models. I think especially from maybe a community level and that input at the very local level, how people's experiences are building into developing some of these solutions. I think that's something that we can help share and help to identify risks around how we're applying AI, and then I think continue to develop these further in the future.
Great, thanks Sophia, and thanks everyone. I have a lot more questions, but I want to make sure that there's time for some questions from the audience as well. So if anyone has a question that they would like to ask, we have one here. Rifki? Here?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Glenis. For a bit of context, I'm currently working as a business development manager in Sirsak, a waste management startup. And I used to work with an environmental NGO hired by Bappenas and UNDP to help making the circular economy capacity building project. So I have two questions for all of the speakers here. The first question would be for Pak Setio. So how can I be leveraged to strengthen circular economy implementation in Indonesia, particularly in terms of policy compliance? Or maybe in Pak Risman language, how do we strengthen the urgency to implement this important issue? Because we recognize that implementing a circular economy requires the engagement of various stakeholders across various industries, and usually different government bodies issues their own policies and compliance requirements for their own respective sectors. So is Bappenas considering the use of AI to help streamline and also integrate these policies to better support circular economy implementation? That would be my first question. And my second question for Sophia and Pak Risman. A bit of more context. Currently, CIRSAC is working on integrating our waste traceability technology with a new system that we are developing. So we're trying to build a seamless data entry platform for individuals working within the waste supply chain. So from your experience, do you have any advice how we can translate our traceability data needs into a technology that is easier to be understood by people within the supply chain? Mainly, these are women in their middle age and also people who are not familiar with technology. So what are the key aspects that we should consider to ensure that the technology is user-friendly and also widely accepted by these people? So those are my questions. Thank you.
Great, thank you. So first, I think the question is about the AI and policy for the circular economy.
Yeah, this is a very interesting question. So actually what we now doing, so we have the application. We have the application that we develop. So, and as we have the Nation Action Plan, so in our business processes, so in doing SDGs, so we have a National Action Plan and also the Sub-National Action Plan. And then in National Action Plan, so there are, of course, a lot of activities done or planned by the government. But we also involve other stakeholders, of course, because doing SDGs mean inclusive processes. And then in our matrices that we have, so we also have the contribution of the non-state actor from the business, from the financial sector, from the NGO, and other institutions like academics also. So actually, what we would like to have is that so if there are some active of the non-state actor and they make contribution to that, so we will have the big data, and we also now try to make some aligning between SDGs and ESG also. So we need to have the common language, SDGs and the common language. So how the private sector, they can also contribute to what they are doing in achieving SDGs, and then to the dashboard. And related to the circular economy, especially for the goal 12. So we have also related to that. And if we have that big data, because if we are really would like to contribute, and then we will have a big data, hundreds or thousands of the activities of private sector, and then through that we will understand related to how much the contribution of the private sector, and then also what is the challenges, because we have some evaluation related to that, and also understanding what is need to be done, understanding that challenges. And of course, if we already have that big data, so we can use later on related to AI, because of course AI we need very big data, because if not, it's just us, we can do that. And to make much more support, because this is voluntary. Of course, we cannot force from the private sector to contribute. So we make some incentive. We make some incentive for the registration, and then there are 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars, and that is for the to make some incentive because in Bapenas, of course, we are not like a Minister of Finance that can also provide some fiscal exemption or something like that. But so that is what we are doing now to make from the private sector also contribute much more to what we are doing. And then if there are a lot of contribution from the private sector, and then we can use AI like what we already done related to analyzing for the curation of the project businesses proposed by many institutions, something like that.
Great, thanks. I would like to take one more question still. So real quick, if either of you want to answer about how to accelerate adoption amongst, lower skilled workers or different generations.
This one. So some of my students create startup, and my message only one. Sometimes they have solution but no problem. So, okay, I'm not discouraging, but it's from my student. And I asked him, you looks like you have solution, but there's no problem you can solve. So the fact in the Indonesian, my friend in BCA mentioned 35 years to adopt ATM. And they still have, phone call to serve the customer at the age of 100 years. So people change management is very slow. Okay. So maybe we say that AI analytic is solution for supply chain, but honestly, their current problem, how to do it in Excel. And if you say there is AI can help you like this, blah, 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 it takes decade until they retire. And suddenly the new guy, Gen Z, hired and will do the other way. Okay? So to make sure that your customer understands, start with education. Because what they're doing now in supply chain is manual process. Also in waste management. The whole supply chain, usually they have managed Excel. And if you ask, okay, I have better software to do that, they will create requirement that is not in your solution. Because I want the solution to be like Excel that I use, right? That's people change management problem. So because technology coming like buying tools, not lying, changing the mindset, educating, tools is just a tools, right? So if you start with waste, which is a big, very big opportunity, but my suggestion is really understand the problem without assuming the solution and drive the education among the customer, because people change management in Indonesia is very slow. In Samsung, in Microsoft, in supply chain team, they put AI engineer there. Here, no, right? Even in HR division in Microsoft, they have data scientists and AI engineer working in HR department. It takes decades to Indonesia, but it's a good opportunity for anyone who's starting business now, as long as they don't assume the solution, right? So understand the problem. Einstein once said, if I have 1 hour to solve the problem, I will spend 55 minutes to understand the problem. And then 5 minutes only to find the solution. And that's, I think, is good for startup Indonesia, because understanding enterprise problem now, mostly people. Indonesian is not a culture that you can fire people easily. I can do that easily in Microsoft and Samsung. In local company, you have to wait until they retire. Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, your founder is alumni of Tsinghua Southeast Asia Center from the Tsinghua Happiness Entrepreneurship Bootcamp. So I think HGX can also help you with your technology problems. Can we take one more question? Yes. Okay, please, here.
All right, thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Rizal. So a little bit of context, I'm Youth Action Forum alumni as well in 2018. So it's been 6 years. I'm coming here one more time. So I've been working in market research startup for several years. Parisman, it's interesting that you mentioned we startups in Indonesia creating solutions, but not really understanding the problems. I want to follow up that statement because I've been working in startups and want to be an aspire entrepreneur in the future. Well, in the near future, I hope. So my question would be, um, is there any practical, solutions or practical tips for younger generation, especially for Gen Z, that, yeah, we see complex problems here in Indonesia. Many problems that I think we cannot count the problem. Um, is there any, opportunity for us to solve what kind of solution that we can create? Is it always tech solution or, well, I heard that several millennials startup founders, they mentioned today we are currently in back to basic, back to basic uh, business. For example, there are several tech solutions that collapse because of, the fraud and, many things that happening now. Is there any practical tips for, for us Gen Z? What kind of thing that we can build? Is it always, combining AIs in every part of our business, or is it gonna be like back to basic business? And the last question would be for Papanas. I think, is it still relevant SDGs today? Because we are counting years to 2030. Um, for me as startup workers and corporate workers, what kind of thing that we can do related to SDGs? Because I think my founders or my CEO, they're not talking about SDGs anymore. They're talking about money. How can we create more fundings and profits? Is it still relevant? I think, yeah. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you. Maybe a quick response.
So a lot of opportunity in this country. Okay, if you go to Silicon Valley and say, I want to make this, anybody have already started? Let's say you say, I want to becoming AI publisher, disrupt the publishing market. Okay, if we expect current players to transform, as I mentioned, we need to wait until they retire, right? Looking on big market, start small. We don't need investor actually. You just need to, let's say, create one book, second book. My student did that. They sell in Amazon. Start small because the market is big. But focus on building the product. The easiest way to do business in Indonesia is helping other people business, like services. You're asking to go to other big company and then, hey, do you have software I can make? But it's not favorable in Korea or in other market. Why you have to help their business? Why we are not making the product, competing with them? Like with AI recently, you can make toys like boneka connected to AI, helping the kids like pets, but bots, helping the kids learning English, mathematics. You can give the persona to the, right? A lot of idea. But the real challenge is execution. Okay, we are happy with imperfect. So in Korea, they will not release the product if not passing the threshold, right? Even books. Because they know that once they release, if the product is not good, it's very hard to fix. It's better not release. So my suggestion is focus on making real product, not helping other people business. with AI, because if you expect them, let's say, hey, I will build AI, agentic AI for your company becoming productive. The change management take years, decade, maybe 10 years from now, right? Why you're not creating the business itself with fewer people, right? Cost structure is more efficient, making a publishing company, making a toys boat company, making many things, because we can solve bigger problem with this technology.
Oh, Budi, very quickly, are
Okay,
the SDGs
yes.
still relevant?
Yeah, okay. So what we faces today is not about technology and everything, finance and everything. So the challenge related to SDGs is about the insignificant illusion. So this is a quote from the from Otto. So we have the insignificant um, solution contribution. So so that is why if everybody feeling powerless, then it will be disaster. So if we have the insignificant illusion, because nobody will do it. And also then, of course, we know that business will be sustainable if the world also sustainable. And that is why Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of UN, said, so there is only two choices, collective action or collective suicide. Because the challenge that we have now is really worrying related to climate change and everything. And this is about time. If we ignore, then we will collective suicide. So that is the challenge that we have. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Usually at the end, so that's reach the end of our session. Usually at the end, I give a summary of what we've talked about, but I think we've talked about so many things, I'm at a loss for words. All I can say is I'm inspired. I hope all of you are inspired as well. And let's give a round of applause for all of our speakers today. And thank you very much. I'll turn it back over to Rifki.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for our amazing speakers here. I'm gonna keep you here because we have a token of appreciations to all our speakers here. I would like to invite Mbak Nimas Mega to hand it over to our speakers. Yes. Safia? Yes. Okay, thank you so much. Next will be Pak Risman. Yes. Thank you, Pak Risman. And next up will be Pak Satyo. Ya. Oke, baik. Terima kasih, Pak. Okay. Thank you, Mbak Mega. We can have a group photo with our speaker. Oh, that side. Okay, cool. Pak Isman, Safia, and Pak Satyo, we would like to have a picture together, and also Mike. You can sit here. Yes. Oh yeah, sure, sure, sure. Pak, silakan Bapak. Ya. Silakan. Yes. Wait, okay. Yeah. All of us, we can just squeeze in a little bit. Someone at the back can stand, it's okay. Those who is in on my right hand side can stand up and squeeze in to the left side. Yes. Okay, everyone. 1, 2, 3. And say Tsinghua, Tsinghua. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, we come to an end of our sessions, but before that, we would like to give a little bit of information about our upcoming events that will be held in the 13th of May. We will have a webinar. We invite Joe Pitacosta. Joe is innovation manager from IRCHAI, from UNESCO. So we will talk about smart tech, big impact, AI for sustainable future. It will be run after working hours, so please join. Next one, we will have our conference that will be happening in the 4th of September. And please submit your application on the 1st of July. And this is about Happy Digital X. So people can also take a picture and get the information. And outside, we have the banner and the QR codes that you can scan and get our soft file for e-flyer and booklet. Okay, can I get an attention for 1 minute for the feedback? And also, please feel free to give us feedback so we can give a better or be better on the next upcoming events. Okay, so lastly, we have a certificate for all of these participants. If you need a certificate for this TC talk, feel free to scan and put your full name, and the certificate, the soft file will be automatically sent to your email address. All good? Okay, lastly, thank you so much. Thank you very much for your participations, and see you on our next event. Thank you.
Welcome to UID Bali Campus. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Trihita Karana Future Knowledge Innovation Technology Alliance High Level Dialogue. Honored to have leaders from Indonesia's higher education institution, business sectors, and civil society organizations joining us today to engage in high-level discussions.
Trihita Karana is a profound Hindu philosophy rooted in Bali, emphasizing the three sources of happiness and harmony: a balanced relationship with the spirit, harmonious connection among people, and respectful coexistence with nature.
Hopefully you are all paying attention, because after this you will have to discuss with each other and report back to us your role in this new administration and what we're going to do.
The basic problem in Indonesia is, in Bahasa Indonesia, is tata.
Ibu Lestari, I totally agree with you, and I want to say that I am doing my homework, as you can see.
So I propose that we should have a partner organization. So everyone, and partners could be both universities, of course. You are the main actors here, but we have also other actors that will promote the program in different ways.
The Tri Hitakarana Universal Reflection Journey is more than just an event. It's a call to pause, to reflect deeply, and to heal from within so that we can approach our global challenges with open minds, open hearts, and open wills.
Today we gather to amplify the spirit of togetherness, lighting candles as a flame of hope and unity, to observe a moment of stillness, reflection, in order to extend our collective intention in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals.
About our determination together for humanity and the environment. It is now the time for us to take more real action. Let's start from small things. Start from what we can. We start from now.
Saya percaya bahwa lilin-lilin yang menyala hari ini akan menjadi cahaya yang menerangi seluruh alam semesta. Cahaya ini akan semakin bersinar terang ketika jalan kebudayaan dikedepankan.
Mari kita teruskan jaga kerukunan, jaga kemesraan di antara kita. Tidak ada yang lebih penting daripada kerukunan, perdamaian. Hanya dengan perdamaian kita bisa meraih kesejahteraan. Hanya dengan perdamaian kita akan menjadi negara adil dan makmur.
Kita semua akan semangat Bhinneka Tunggal Ika sebagai sebuah bangsa dengan budaya, agama, suku yang berbeda-beda tapi tetap satu. Indonesia menunjukkan kepada dunia perbedaan bukan penghalang tapi merupakan jalan yang lebih baik untuk saling memahami.
We live in a time of distrusts, divides, climate health, and economic dissonances. Yet, every individual has the power to contribute to a common happy future through our united efforts and shared determination to make a difference, to transform into a powerful force capable of healing our world. Tsinghua University in Southeast Asia has picked Bali as a place of happiness, where the people believe in Tri Hita Karana, living in harmony with nature, people, and in spirituality, in alignment with Tian Di Ren He values in Chinese ancient wisdom. The ideal learning retreat, the vibrant heart, 4 talents development, educational collaboration, technology advancement, and cultural exchange, here at UID Bali campus at Karakara, Bali, Indonesia. Tsinghua Southeast Asia Center, Tsinghua C, a collaboration between Tsinghua University and United in Diversity Foundation, uniquely aligned with the Indonesian New Era Bali Kirti Roadmap and the China Global Development Initiative, dedicated to promoting peace, prosperity, and sustainability in Indonesia, China, Southeast Asia, and worldwide via global partnership. Tsinghua TSEA serves as a future knowledge and learning center, with a set of multidisciplinary, multi-sector priority clusters of academic interests in several focus areas, including innovation and entrepreneurship, human health, biotechnology and digital science, and artificial intelligence and data science. Happy Digital X, cities, systems, products and services, has nurtured tri-sector leaders since 2021, with success of significant outcomes such as stunting reduction by 50% in Sumdang. Leaders and professionals immerse in learning with city planners, innovative entrepreneurs, system designers, product developers, and digital experts to form new collaborative networks, mindsets, and practices, as well as co-create the next generation of happy and sustainable communities. Integrating digitalization, data, and AI with products and services, Tsinghua Happiness Entrepreneurship Bootcamp cultivates Indonesian talent in innovation and entrepreneurship, and establishes a global platform for innovation and entrepreneurship. Smart Supply Chain Management Program seeks to equip professionals with the skills to design supply chains that leverage smart technologies, such as AI and big data, to achieve the strategic objectives of their organizations. Tsinghua C Center events online and offline have reached over 10 million in China, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and globally. aligned with the Indonesian New Era Bali Kirti Roadmap and the China Global Development Initiative, dedicated to promoting peace, prosperity, and sustainability in Indonesia, China, Southeast Asia, and worldwide via global partnership.